what's Mason meant to do then? Say nothing?
Yeah, I think you want a video, don't you? I don't like it when, their agents will write out a statement and they post it on their Instagram. At least he's done a video to Chelsea, and he wanted to stay, didn't he? But Chelsea couldn't match the wages he wanted. Manchester United have. I'm sure if Chelsea offered him the right deal, he would have stayed. So does that come into it? But I do think that Manchester United have overpaid for certain players, and I think they have once again. 60 million for Mason Mount, Sancho 73 million, Anthony 86 million, Maguire 80 million, Fred 52 million, Lukaku 75 million, Di Maria 60 million. How many of them have been successful?
Okay. So, look, at the end of the day, I can understand why some people are very angry he's left Chelsea. 18 years, though, is good service, isn't it? But, it could just say, listen, I just want to change. I want to go and win things. I think I've got more chance of winning in United than Chelsea. But what he said there is not too bad, isn't it?
No, not at all. He said the right things, and I'm sure he loves Chelsea, but maybe sometimes as a player, you've been there since 6 years of age. You need a change, a change of club, change of scenery.
There's no doubt the guy can play. Let's get some thoughts on the move from a Manchester United point of view. A good morning to the United stand president, Adam Matic. Adam, a very, very good morning, Adam.
Good morning, President.
Picks up on that one there, Gabby. That was a title and a half, that wasn't it? Morning, gents.
Morning, mate.
Adam, I don't know, have you seen the video yet, what Mason's saying? Yeah. Look, he's just saying to Chelsea guys, look, I'm sorry, I love my time there, thanks for all the support, but I've moved on, basically. So I don't see the big problem with it.
No, I think I actually agree with what Gabby said. It's a nice change to actually see a player come out and front out and just say goodbye to the fans properly, because they do get a lot of stick for not coming out and talking, players. So for Mason Mount to come out, it's a massive, massive move for him. Like you said, if you've been at a club at a young age like Mason Mount has at Chelsea, and then you're leaving for one of the biggest rivals, I think it's probably only right that a player would come out and actually leave a message to the fans. I don't see any problem in it. Obviously, it's easy for me to say because we're getting decent player and we're weakening one of our rivals and strengthening ourselves and getting a quality midfielder. But I do feel on the player side of it, it makes a nice change.
So, Adam, where does he fit in United? Does he give United a little bit more pace in that midfield?
Yeah, I think this signing is one of an Erik ten Hag signing that fits his system. Last season, we found out very quickly, early doors in the season, that Erik ten Hag couldn't play the type of football he wanted to. Manchester United weren't a brilliant watch last season. I think every United fan will admit that. Not easy to watch on the eye. It was just a case of getting the job done and getting through to another transfer window, it seems. And Mason Mount, I feel, would come in for the Christian Eriksen sort of position. Eriksen was, I think he was struggling towards the back end of last season. Maybe we rushed him back too quick from the injury he had late on in the season. But what Mason Mount brings for Erik ten Hag is quicker transition. I think he's a bit more quality on the ball. He can play a few roles in that midfield as well. So when you're balancing it out and you're saying that's a Mason Mount in that position instead of a Fred, you can see how it would work better in Erik ten Hag's system and how he wants to play. I think it was a ten Hag signing. The marquee signings haven't worked for Manchester United. It never seems to work for us. I look at this signing as one of, this is the type of player that's going to fit the team. It's not just a big marquee signing that's just going to shine lights and everyone's going to go, wow, United are back. It's one that's fitting a team, and Ten Hag is all about the team. He constantly goes on about that. And Mason Mount fits that system for him, then we're going to back the manager and trust in his judgment. And Mason Mount, let's not forget, 24, missed a lot of last season with his pelvis injury as well. So I think he's got a bad rap in terms of the form he had last season, where a lot of Chelsea players failed. But Mason Mount did miss the last, I think it was 2 or 3 months of the season. So I think he'll be raring to go, fresh start. And under Ten Hag and his guidance, I think he'll get even better.
Adam, as a Manchester United fan, and most Manchester United fans that you'd say over the age of 30, you've been used to growing up, haven't you? Being the best team, winning, biggest team in Manchester. What's happening now in Manchester City? What do Manchester United need to close that gap? Because it can't keep carrying on, can it? Manchester City dominating. As Manchester United fans, you need to be back on top.
Yeah, what Manchester United need, sadly, is a
takeover
very similar to Manchester City's.
Yeah.
It's one that's going to trust the manager, It's control from top to bottom, cohesion from the boardroom all the way down to the scouts, to the director of football, which we've never had, and then to the coaches and the manager, the scouting system, the youth team. Manchester United haven't got one under-21 player in the European Championships right now. That's a disgrace. That tells you everything, where City, I think, have got at least over half a dozen. Now, from top to bottom, Manchester United need a complete jig. They are, and there have been improvements, like trusting the manager over the scenario with Cristiano Ronaldo. That was a big step for the football club, whereas before that wouldn't have happened under any other regime. But to answer that question, it's like a trust in the manager and a structure from top to bottom. There is a blueprint, sadly, which is 5 minutes down the road at the Blue Half of Manchester. But United have to just accept that we are behind. It's not going to happen overnight. And there are a lot of changes, not just on the pitch, but off the pitch as well, which hopefully will come. But yeah, it is the full structure of the football club. And if it's just a case of putting things in place that are going to change that.
Also, mate, you need a top number 9, don't you? The Manchester Uniteds I grew up watching and playing against, Van Nistelrooy,
Problem is, Gab, a few people
Rooney.
need a top number 9.
I know, but it's Manchester United. Do you know what I mean? Adam, you should be going out there and saying, we're going to go and get Kane, whatever it takes. Osimhen, we go and get him.
Yeah, you look at that's exactly it. Manchester United of old, and the fact that we're struggling with financial fair play this year. I mean, fair enough. Rules are rules, and everyone has to abide by the rules. But the way that Manchester United have gone about business in previous years has put us in this position we're in right now in the transfer window. So with players like, for instance, I talked the other day where it was like you have 3 of the best English footballers in Declan Rice, in Jude Bellingham, and Harry Kane, who we all know are available, were available this summer. United weren't even in the conversation. We weren't even in the conversation for any of them players. They are the best of English players that are out there right now, world class, the top tier players. And in the old days, United would have been in for these players. And the United fans have to sit back and accept that we are not at that level anymore in terms of how this club is run. We are in stature and we are in every other part of football. But the way that everything, and this goes back to the blueprint and the structure of the football club, the way the club has been run has put Manchester United in a position now where we can't even look at these players. And that's the fall from grace that a lot of United fans have to deal with. We had a good season last season. It was progressive. We have to then work on top of that and build on that. We cannot stand still and accept and say, oh, we're back in the Champions League now. All them players now have got their 25% wage cut back on their back in their bank accounts again because we're back in the Champions League. Erik ten Hag is the right man. That was the biggest step Manchester United made. Every single United fan is behind the manager, but you have to back that manager to take United forward. United have to be continuously challenging for the top honours in football. Otherwise, the financial fair play will catch up with you. It's geared at being successful on the pitch, and something United have been miles off for the last 10 years, even more.
talkSPORT Breakfast, waking you up Monday to Friday morning from 6 a.m. on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.